Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Time for another Beatles update video. Previously, I made a video showing the US Beatles albums that I purchased at my local record store for a nice low price, and they were in wonderful condition. There's one album that I forgot to show in that update video. I have it right here in my lap. This will be the first album you're going to see in this update video. So I also bought another US album, two more US albums, and I'm going to be showing Beatles albums that are pressed in different countries. So let's begin. I'm going to start off with introducing the Beatles. This is version 2. This was $8.98. No seam split. No damage to any of the seams here. Here's the record. It's on. It's the bracket VJ logo here. Just some stuff in the dead wax, but this record plays wonderful and well worth $8.98. A little light scratch here, but despite that, when I play the song that has a light scratch, the scratch doesn't affect play whatsoever. I played it and it just plays like new. Okay, this next US album was a recent find from this past weekend. Something new. This is a US stereo pressing. Some stuff on the back. And this is a West Coast pressing. Here's 6 here by RIAA. So this was pressed in Los Angeles. Record's not in the greatest condition, but despite that, it still plays great. That's what the label looks like. Okay, this next record was a flea market find from this past weekend. This is and it's also an upgrade copy because my other copy had some writing on one of the corners here, but on this one there's absolutely no writing and it's in nice condition. This is Hear the Beatles Tell All. This is an interview disc. Authentic. It's an authentic pressing, an original from the early 60s. No seam splits anywhere. This is just in wonderful condition. It's an authentic promo copy. Here's a record. This is the VJ bracket label. Here's side 2. Well, no. That's side 1. And this is side 2. Sorry about that. Okay, this one is another UK first pressing upgrade. A Hard Day's Night. Mono pressing. And this one's in flawless condition too. Back here. Flip backs are in wonderful shape. The white is perfect. This is a Garrett and Lofthouse jacket. And this jacket is just in incredible shape. This is the original EMI inner sleeve. Also in wonderful condition. Here's a record. This is in wonderful condition. Looks flawless. And here's what the label looks like. This is first pressing variation A with the chubby font on the song titles and the catalog number. And here's side 2. So happy to have this upgrade. Sounds really good too. Okay, this next Beatles record was pressed in China. And it's a pretty strange one. This is one of my recent internet finds. This is A Hard Day's Night. The jacket is actually the soundtrack album. I wish the record was the soundtrack album. I'll show you why. You know, it's not the soundtrack album. Here's a record on red vinyl. Little scratch here, but that doesn't affect play. But yeah. Now this record, I thought this vinyl record was actually the U.S. soundtrack album, but it wasn't. It's the UK album, as you can see. And the record plays in stereo. It sounds pretty good too. I'm still happy with this find. I'll need to look for a copy of this with the actual soundtrack album on vinyl and not the UK album. Okay, this next Beatles record is a Japanese album. I already have this, but I found an upgrade of this for a nice low price. Beatles for Sale. Back of it. And here's the original inner sleeve. In nice condition. Okay, as most of you know, on the UK pressings of Beatles for Sale, when you open the gatefold, you would pull the record out from right here in the inside by the spine. But on this Japanese pressing, you take the record from the side here. And here's the dark red vinyl. It's on dark red vinyl. Looks nice. It's in wonderful condition. As you can see, some spindle marks around the spindle hole, but despite that, the record, I played some of the songs and sounds really good. So this is a first pressing because it has this long playing notice right here. Okay, these next two records are UK pressings that I bought on the same eBay listing for a nice low price. First of the two records is a Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is a 1969-1970 stereo pressing. Has this PX sticker here, export sticker. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can't stand the sound of the laminate crackling. I'm trying to take care of this great UK album. Gatefold. It's smelly too. Here's the cutouts in wonderful condition. And here's the record here. This is not the psychedelic inner sleeve like the original pressings of the album. And here's a record. This is a 1 EMI box, black and silver Parlophone label, in wonderful condition. And this pressing uses the -1 stampers, which was on the first pressing copies. This second vinyl album that was part of that listing is Hey Jude. This is a UK export pressing. Also has the PX sticker. This is the original inner sleeve that the record came in, but I put the record in this plastic here. And this one's in near mint condition. This plays great from start to finish. And here's the label here. Okay, now this one does have the paperback writer misprint. Paperback is 2 words, but revolution is corrected on this copy. On the misprint copies, revolution is listed plural with the S at the end. Revolutions. But this one is, it's a correct listing of Revolution without the S at the end. Okay, I have a couple of UK export colored vinyl albums to show you. First is Abbey Road. This is a late 70s pressing. And this one doesn't have Her Majesty. Here's a record on green vinyl. This is in flawless condition. Not one scratch on here. And now I believe this is my third copy of the record. This one is just absolutely flawless, and I paid a low price for it. And this one does have Her Majesty listed at the end of the side. Okay, this next record I'm going to show you, I bought this at my local record store, which sells books and DVDs and CDs and records as well. They had a lot of Beatles records, a lot of UK Beatles records that they had on sale. Now this one, I already have this particular pressing of the album. I have like 2 copies, both of them are in flawless condition, and I had no need to buy another one of this. You know, even off the internet, if it's even at a lower price. But I found this at the bookstore for only $25, and it's this Let It Be, UK pressing from late 70s. And I saw this on I saw this on the display where they show the albums that they just received, that that they just priced and put up for sale. And I pulled this record out, and I noticed it was on white vinyl. It's on white vinyl here. And I saw this, I was like, why not? So I got another one. So this is my third copy, I believe. Now I need a third copy of the UK White album on white vinyl. Okay, I have another Sgt. Pepper to show you. I'm getting sick of Sgt. Pepper. I'm sick of buying multiple copies of Sgt. Pepper. I have like way too many copies of this album. I still love the album, don't get me wrong. It's one of my top 5 Beatles albums, but you know, when is enough for Sgt. Pepper? Here's another Sgt. Pepper here. This is a UK mono pressing from the late 60s. Let me show the contents real quick. Here's the cutouts. Here's the psychedelic inner sleeve. In nice condition. Here's a record. This is on the yellow black Parlophone label. It's in mono. And here's a reason why I bought this copy of Sgt. Pepper. Here's a gatefold. That's why. This is a 4th proof pressing. Okay, here's a detailed description of this 4th proof pressing of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Now, when this album was first designed, there were different prototypes made, and the Beatles went through the prototypes to see which one they like and approve for the final artwork to be used when the album is released. Now, this is the 4th proof copy here that the Beatles approved. Now, what happened was after they approved this design of the album, the record company printed a limited amount of copies with this 4th proof listed here on the flip back, to make sure that the album design looks right and ready for release. Now, most of these 4th proof jackets they made their way to the record stores. So there's a limited amount of these 4th proof jackets that were released, that were accidentally released to the public. And also on this other side of the flip back here, It's ARD1321. Now, AR are the initials of the artist that designed the prototype. So that's a detailed explanation of fourth proof here. So I hope this helps. But this one's in nice condition, and the fourth proof pressing is very rare. Another Sergeant Pepper, but this is actually a bootleg album, and this is the cover here. Different. It's an outtake photo shoot from the Sergeant Pepper album cover sessions, and this is the back of it. This is like a late 80s unofficial release. Here's a record on Parlophone. This was actually not released by Parlophone. This is an unofficial release. This was made to look like a Parlophone record. But here's the songs on here. This is like an alternate collection, collection of demos and alternate versions of songs. Has a demo of Strawberry Fields and an early demo of A Day in a Life, which was recorded off an acetate for this record. And it includes All You Need Is Love. That was a video, a video to audio recording from the Our World show, which was televised across the world. And it has a Day in a Life. It's a release. It's the same as the release version. It's the master take, but it's a little different at the end. It's all too much, taken from the Yellow Submarine film. And it has a version of Penny Lane with the trumpet flourish at the end of the song in mono. Or only in Northern Song. That's the mono version. That is I guess it's the real mono version from the rejected mono EP. Okay. Here's side 2 here. It has a almost 7-minute version of Christmas Time Is Here Again. Has demos of The Fool on the Hill and Your Mother Should Know. Has a back-end track for I Am the Walrus, and it has a little flying instrumental, which is from the Magical Mystery Tour film. And it has a Magical Mystery Tour taken from the movie. It's a video to audio. So, and it has a Blue Jay Way on there. Blue Jay Way is just the regular mono version. This is a nice bootleg collection. This next record is a promo record. I already have this in my collection, but I found a copy of this for a nice low price, and I thought, why not? This is a Beatles Anthology 2 promo sampler. It's in wonderful condition. This is a record. Wonderful condition. Unplayed condition. I haven't really played this after I received it. Okay, this next record is a Holland pressing. This is Beatles' Greatest. Back of it. And it's on gold vinyl. I found this for a nice low price. Now there's some oddities on this. The version of I Feel Fine on this particular pressing, it has a whispering intro at the beginning before the guitar feedback, and it's also in true stereo, because the original pressing of this, it's in fake stereo. And the version of All My Lovin' doesn't have the hi-hat intro like the original pressing does. But despite that, this is still nice, and it's a nice condition. Okay, this next Beatles record is one of my recent finds at my local record store. This is Rubber Soul. This is an Italian pressing, Italian first pressing. Here's the oddity here. Rubber Soul looks different on this pressing. On the other pressings of this album and the UK ones, the Rubber Soul is larger here. back of it, there's a little tear here, but overall it's in nice condition. That's what the back looks like. Here's a record. It's on this Parlophone label without it's Parlophone without the E at the end. And the record's in mono. It's actually a stereo folded in mono. But this plays great. I have another rubber sole here. This is a UK first pressing. Garrett Lofthouse sleeve. This is a first pressing. Spindle hole doesn't look perfect, but record plays nice. And this is the -2 matrix number copy. A -2 on both sides. Okay, folks, I'm going to have a little White Album haul here. Here's copy number 1 here. This was a $20 fine on Discogs. And that's my number. 0340965. And it's in stereo. Gatefold. This copy doesn't have the poster or the 4 photos. Record's not in perfect condition. As you can see, it is pretty scratched up. I already have a copy of this particular pressing that's flawless. And it has -1 on all 4 sides. This one too has -1 matrix number on all 4 sides. Record 2, same thing. It's scratched up. This side doesn't look bad. Okay, this copy of the White Album that I'm going to show you, I bought at my local record store. This one has the PX sticker right here. And that's my number. It's pretty high. And this is a wide spine here, a wide spine copy. And it's in stereo too. Now the jacket looks nice, but the records are a bit of a different story, even though they're playable. Gatefold. Now the way you can tell that this is a wide spine is how this was manufactured here. Here's a poster. I'm going to try to open this with care here. Looks nice. Black inner sleeve, the original one that the album came with. And obviously you have the 4 photos. And here's the record here. This has the first label variation. Doesn't have the EMI recording text here. And here's the black inner sleeve for record 2. In nice condition too. And the record here also has the first label variation. One more White Album to show you. This is a German pressing from the mid-80s, and it's a white vinyl pressing. I'll show the vinyl here in a moment. And this one's in the shrink, original shrink. Here it is. And there's a serial number embossed here. You can't really see it. But if you can't see the number, it is 112. 680, yeah, 112,680. And I'm not going to open the gatefold because I'm going to keep this copy in the shrink. This has everything to, here are the 4 photos, obviously. All 4 of them are in nice condition. Record, this was only played once by the previous owner, so it's in mint condition, I guess. Near mint condition. Here's a poster that comes with this copy. I'm not going to unfold it all the way. Well, you all know what the poster looks like. This record 2 was played only once. Doesn't have a spindle mark whatsoever. And record 1 doesn't have any spindle marks. This was not even played. By the way, this is my second copy of this German white vinyl pressing from the mid-80s. I have another one in my collection. That one I haven't played either. But I wanted to get this one because it has a shrink and the records were only played once. And obviously it has the inserts. Okay, I'm going to go through copies of the red and the blue albums that I purchased recently. The first two copies of the red and blue albums are both Japanese pressings, and the third copy of the blue album that I'm going to show, it's a record store find from today. It's a Korean pressing. But I'm going to show the Japanese albums first. This is the red album. This is a pressing from the late 70s. I bought this from the same guy that I bought the Japanese Beatles for sale album that I showed earlier. Gatefold. That's the Mad Day Out shot from 1968. Here's the insert. And here's the inner sleeve for the lyrics of the songs on record 1. And here's record 1 on red vinyl, transparent red vinyl. I already have a Japanese pressing of this album on red vinyl, but it's on the EMI Odeon label, Odeon label from early 80s. But I wanted this particular pressing on red vinyl on the Apple label here. And this one, few spindle marks, but this is in wonderful condition. And here's the inner sleeve for record 2, lyrics of the songs on record 2. And here's record 2 on red vinyl, also on Apple. Okay, here's the blue album. Also a late 70s pressing, Japanese pressing. Same kind of gatefold as the red album. This one too has the insert. Here's the inner sleeve for record 1. Lyrics of the songs on record 1. Here's the blue vinyl here on Apple. This one's I guess translucent, unlike the red album. I also have this on the EMI Odeon label. That was pressed in the early 80s. But like the red album, I also wanted this Japanese blue album on blue vinyl and also on Apple. And this one's in mint condition. This one looked like it was never played. Just only one spindle mark, which is very light. Inner sleeve for record 2. And this one's on blue vinyl, record 2. On Apple. Okay, last Beatles record before I get to the solo albums. This was my recent vinyl find today. There's another copy of the blue album. It's kind of a purplish color, as you can see. Back of it. And this one is a Korean pressing, like I said earlier. Gatefold. Now, this Korean pressing of the blue album, it's actually interesting because look at the track list. Yeah, they changed the songs here. They deleted some songs and they added some unusual selections. Here's record 1 on Apple. This is on black vinyl. says manufactured in the UK, but this was made in Korea. And by the way, here's the EMI inner sleeve for this pressing. After I show record 2, I'm going to talk about the track list on this Korean pressing. Now the records are in near mint condition. They need some cleaning, but they sound fine. Okay, before I show the solo Beatles albums, I want to talk about the track listing of this Korean pressing of the Blue album. Here's a song list here. As you can see, sides 1 through 3 have song changes. Songs were deleted, and a few additions were added to the collection. And here's side 4. Side 4 is the only side that was untouched. No songs were changed from the main album. Okay, go through the track list real quick. You have Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, With a Little Help from My Friends. On the main album, with 28 songs, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds follows A Little Help from My Friends. But on this Korean pressing of the album, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was removed and replaced with She's Leaving Home, which I think it's an interesting choice, but that's where the album goes down a bit right there. And then instead of A Day in a Life, you get When I'm 64, which brings the album down even more. But then you have All You Need Is Love. Now on the main album, I Am the Walrus follows All You Need Is Love, but that song was taken off and was not even replaced on this Korean pressing of the album. Then you have Hello Goodbye, The Fool on the Hill. Magical Mystery Tour was on the main album, but that too was taken off this Korean pressing, but the song was not replaced with an album cut. Then you have Lady Madonna, Hey Jude, Revolution gone, and Back in the USSR gone. Back in the USSR was the side opener for side 3, and Revolution was the closer for side 2, but Revolution was taken off of this Korean pressing of the Blue album. You know, Hey Jude is the side closer for side 2. Okay, side 3, instead of Back in the USSR, side 3 opens with While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Then you have Obla Di Obla Da, Get Back, Don't Let Me Down. Instead of the Ballad of John and Yoko, that song was removed from this pressing of the Blue album. You have Oh Darlin' from Abbey Road. Now that's funny because the Abbey Road songs are on side 4, and they place Oh Darlin' between Don't Let Me Down and Old Brown Shoe, which was the B-side to the Ballad of John and Yoko. Now what's funny on this track list here, Old Brown Shoe, shoe is plural here, Old Brown Shoes. Yeah, which is interesting. But like I said, side 4 was not changed at all. They didn't mess with that side. They didn't take any songs off and replace it with different songs. But this is a nice little oddity here. You know, this was a $14 fine. So, okay, that's all of the Beatles albums as a group. I'm gonna show the solo Beatles here. I'm gonna start off with a Ringo Starr promo record. This was a recent find at a bookstore. This was $5. This is the promo for Oh My My from the Ringo album. The song repeats on both sides, but side 1 is in mono and side 2 is in stereo. And here's a record here. Has stickers all over. I actually played this and it does sound pretty good. That's the only 7-inch record I'm going to show for this update video. The rest of these will be records, 12-inch records. This one is actually a 12-inch single. It's by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. And this is a promo record here. This is a 12-inch promo for Nobody Told Me off Milk and Honey. And the 7-inch single looks like this. Well, this is the same cover, but this is a 12-inch record, and it plays at 33 1/3. And this is a promo record. And here's the back side here. This picture is also the back side of the 7-inch record. And on the B side, you have a Yoko Ono song called Old Sanity. Here's a record on Polydor. This is a US pressing. Here's what the record looks like when you shine it through a light. And this record's in near mint condition. I played it and it sounds really good. I had to clean it up before playing it after I bought this record. But the cleaning improved the condition of this record. Okay, this next record is by Wings. I bought this about a couple months ago. Wings at the Speed of Sound. Backside. This one is a Swedish pressing of Wings at the Speed of Sound. Inner sleeve. As you can see, the corners are kind of cut. Here's a record. Made in Sweden. This one's in near mint condition. Plays great. And here's a rare Paul McCartney album, which I'm very thrilled to have in my collection. I'm so stoked to have this in my collection. I've been wanting this record for a long time, but it was either not the right time or I didn't have enough money. But I found this for a nice, affordable price off of Discogs. My next vinyl find from Discogs is Percy Thrills Thrillington. That's right. I have the Thrillington album finally on vinyl. And Percy Thrills Thrillington, according to I think a 1989 or 1990 interview, Paul confirmed it's him. Paul McCartney confirmed it is him, Percy Thrills Thrillington. Here's the back side here. Here's a record. This is a German pressing on EMI. This is in stunning condition. Wonderful condition. I played some of the songs. Sounds really good. Very happy to have Thrillington on vinyl. It's been on my wish list for a long time. And now this one looks like it was never played. This is a little this is a spindle mark from the previous owner on side 2, but this is in wonderful condition. And this is an instrumental version of the Ram album. Okay, one more solo Beatles record to show in this update video. This is by Ringo Starr. This album was recently reissued on vinyl. The standard pressing of this album is on green vinyl, but I still have that on order. I haven't received it yet. I'm still waiting for the green vinyl pressing of this album so that way I can play the album. Now, I watched a vinyl update video from Gary, Sun Dodger 1. He bought the green vinyl version of this album, and then he mentioned that there was a red vinyl exclusive of this album, so I went ahead and bought the red vinyl exclusive while I wait for the green vinyl one. Now, this red vinyl pressing I'm not going to play. I'm going to leave it alone. When I receive the green vinyl version of this album, I'm going to play it. So, okay, let me show you what this Ringo Starr album is. Time Takes Time. This is a reissue from Friday Music. An audiophile reissue on 180 gram vinyl. Here's a gatefold. Like I said, the standard pressing is on green vinyl, but this is the Collector's Choice red vinyl exclusive. I don't know how many of these are made, but this is very limited. And while I was waiting for the green vinyl version to arrive, which it hasn't yet, which it should at some point, I decided to buy this red vinyl version, and here it is. I haven't played it. I want to keep this in mint condition so I can play the green vinyl one when it arrives. So this is on translucent red vinyl. Looks really nice. And before I end the video, I have a request for Ringo and Friday Music. Hey Ringo, if you're watching, anyone at Friday Music, if you're watching, I have a request. Here are the Ringo albums that I want you to release on vinyl when you get the chance. I want you to release Vertigo Man on vinyl, on gold vinyl. That album was never released on vinyl because vinyl was dead when that album came out. But because you released this album, Time Takes Time, I want to see a vinyl release of Vertigo Man, VH1 Storytellers, and Ringo's Christmas album, I Want to Be Santa Claus. You can release that one maybe on red vinyl or green vinyl. So Ringo and anyone at Friday Music watching, release those albums on vinyl, please, on 180 gram vinyl. I'd love to see those albums released on vinyl. Okay, that wraps up this edition of my Beatles vinyl update video. I hope you enjoy seeing this big stack of records that I purchased the past couple months. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll talk to you all later. Thank you for watching.